This new year, why not let Audible expand your life by listening? Explore over 1 million audiobooks, podcasts, and exclusive Audible originals that'll inspire and motivate you. Tap into your well-being with advice and insight from leading professionals and experts on better health, relationships, career, finance, investing, and more. Maybe you want to kick a bad habit or start a good one. If you're interested in learning how to master your emotions and hearing scientifically backed advice for using your emotions as a tool, may I suggest Shift by psychologist and bestseller author Dr. Ethan Kross? Trust me, listening on Audible can help you reach the goals you set for yourself. Start listening today when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Hey guys, and welcome to Criminality, the podcast where we know loving reality TV isn't a crime. Hi, Rebekah.
Melissa, so good to see you. It's not a crime. It feels like a crime that it's been this long since we've seen each other's faces. So
I know. It really has been far too long.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see you. I'm wearing my Diet Coke hat that you so generously sent me, and I'm obsessed with it, and I wear it far too often.
At the time of recording this, it's Ash Wednesday, and I've been considering giving up Diet Coke for Lent.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I have one right here that I'm finishing. So if I do, it will start tomorrow. But I haven't decided.
I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to hold you to it
don't.
if you do it.
I haven't been on. I'm on the record saying I'm considering, not that I'm doing
it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to give up something I don't care about. Taxes.
Wow. Let's see how that works out for you.
I'm kidding. IRS. Rebekah, so we decided to do things a little different, which we've been doing this whole 2025. The whole year is different, right?
Yeah.
So you had the idea of going through some of the what's happening in Bravo, etc. reality land. And I think that is a wonderful idea. What have you really been into a specific show this year? Has there been like a reality show that you're like, I have to see this, must watch, must see TV?
Yeah, probably. You know what I'm really enjoying?
What?
Well, I guess I'm saying it like it's so shocking, but
is it Beverly Hills? Oh.
No, it's Summer House.
Oh, okay.
I was like, Lindsay's going to come back pregnant? Like,
yeah.
How can a Summer House have that? What is Carl bringing now? Like, he's just
hot dog suits,
old. And I say that as a person who is too old to be at the Summer House. Older than Carl, yes. And yet, there's just something silly and fun happening on it. And I'll tell you, I think one of the magic pieces is Amanda seems to be out of whatever she was in for every season prior.
Yeah.
Like, and she talks about it. Like she's treating her depression, and she has like a lightness about her. So she seems happier. So her and Kyle seem happier. But then there's the addition of these two very, very young newbies that aren't technically that much younger, but man, do they look and sound like they are in college. And now you have like 40-year-olds in there.
Right.
It's a lot.
It's getting a little like old school Southern Charm where it was a bunch of very young girls. I mean, it still kind of is an older dudes.
Yeah. That dynamic. And then of course we have Paige crossing over between the two shows. So it is a little bridge because we have like Craig popping up into the conversation, and that breakup we're gonna kind of watch that play out. That's about to happen. So I've been watching Summer House. What about you? What's your must see? And I think I know the answer.
Is it Traitors? Because that's the answer. Oh my gosh, Rebekah, I can't believe we haven't convinced you to watch it yet.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Let me just ask you.
Sure.
Can you like this show without caring about like competitive, like mind games?
Yeah. You don't have
still fun to watch?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like you watch it for the talking heads and then like the idiots like Dolores who truly She voted Tom Sandoval as the traitor every week, despite everyone around her voting for other people, despite them needing her vote so much. She'd still vote for him because he would vote for her. On principle.
Oh.
Yes.
But like a strategic principle.
Like a payback principle. It was very Dolores from Real Housewives of New Jersey of her. So it's
amazing.
So fun. And the first first episode or so, there's so many people. So it's kind of like, the competitions, you could take them or leave them. They're kind of just whatever until they're not, until they're just so stupid and cheesy, and Thomas singing backwards via a baby doll that's made some sound that they have to figure out the rhyme. It's so dumb, so fun, and campy and just ridiculous. I love it.
Okay, follow-up question. Can I start at this season with Tom Sandoval and not having seen 1 and 2?
Absolutely. No need to.
I think that's what I need to do because I'm feeling kind of like lost in the sauce, but I don't really want to go back. I think I'm just going to jump into this season. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Watch it. You'll love it. It's now everything to me. So this is the last week. I know. And we met a lot of new reality stars that I did not know from like Survivor, some from Big Brother. And so it's kind of a cool way to see a bunch of these people and how they interact. It's fun.
Yeah, well, everyone talks about traitors on Watch What Happens Live. Like, it's such a big topic. So I know I'm always last to the party, but I will prioritize it.
Okay, good. Glad to hear it. But Rebekah, besides television that we're watching, is there anything you've been watching, reading via the internet or TMZ, something like that?
You mean not the headlines that we're going to do?
Definitely the headlines we're going to do.
Oh,
that was my segue. It just wasn't great.
Yeah, it was vague. It was cryptic. It was. I was
it's not
thinking,
good if I'm being cryptic
is
towards
there
you.
part of the Google Doc I have not seen?
Oh gosh, no.
In fact, Melissa, there is. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm surprised.
Yeah. So, I think most people would know by now that the picture of Mauricio kissing the girl surfaced on the show. Like, we knew that happened, but then like now we're seeing it in Beverly Hills. So of course that's happening. But news I wasn't aware of until kind of getting ready for this was that Mauricio was in this ski accident, and they don't really say exactly how he fell, but I mean, skiing is so much fun. I haven't done it in years, but it really makes me nervous. Like, injuries when skiing seem to just be usually pretty bad.
Right.
They're not often mild or they just seem so severe. He had to have a surgery, and what I read was that he has a metal plate and like a dozen screws in his clavicle.
Yeah.
So that's very serious because that probably affects your back and your spine and your neck. So fortunately, he's okay. And, he's posted just saying that he's lucky to be alive and he has a long road to recovery ahead of him, but that he's obviously very grateful to be alive. So it's just interesting because, of course, I would imagine Kyle and Mauricio, it's like, will they, won't they, in terms of getting back together. I think that's like kind of the vibe people are getting. And Kyle was, of course, asked about this. And I'm paraphrasing, but she essentially said, this would be really easy if we were not if we didn't love each other anymore, but we do. And so then you add something like this. And I would imagine when your partner of so long and the father of your children goes through something like that, it would only complicate any decisions they were making about are they divorcing or getting back together. So I don't know what will happen, but I am glad he is okay.
Me
and
too.
Wear helmets when you ski. I'm not saying he did or didn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do really think that's so important, and just be careful.
Oh my gosh. So when I worked for an orthopedic surgeon, that was like one of the biggest injuries was clavicle fractures from skiing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
And from skateboarding was also another one. And I can't remember. But yeah, it was like a plate and screws. And then after a few years, a lot of times you get it removed. And, depending on the surgery and how it is, because it'll start irritating you and stuff. So it's not, it's like a long
dreadful
thing. But you know what we don't even have on here that goes hand in hand with this and is literally Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Teddy Mellencamp.
Oh my gosh. It's because it didn't just happen. But yes, I'm glad you brought that up. Why don't you take that?
So yeah, a few weeks ago, there was news that Teddy Mellencamp was going in for surgery, that she had brain tumors. And of course, she has this long history of skin cancer, like very severe melanoma and stuff. Like, how many times have you seen a picture of her giant scar, spreading the word about melanoma? And so obviously this was not great news. And then if you remember, I don't know if this is all alleged, and this is, by alleged, I mean, I made this up in my own head. But, but right before this, she and her husband, Eddie, or what does she call him? Ed. He's just Ed, right?
No, I think Eddie.
Tamara's is Eddie. Are they both Eddie?
Oh. Edwin.
But
Nope.
I can't remember what she calls him. Maybe Eddie.
It's Eddie.
Yeah.
I think it is Eddie.
If you remember, right before that, they separated, and there was this rumor that she was like, she had ran off with her horse trainer or whatever. But I don't know. To me, this makes a lot more sense because you hear about people having tumors or some kind of a brain disease, and their whole personality changes and goes off the wall. So to me, I was like, huh. But he was there. He brought the girls, or brought a couple of the kids with him to visit her. And so it's good to see that they have that kind of relationship. And I don't know, my heart just broke for her when you see like her head is shaved. She's got staples in her head, more tumors. Like, it's just heartbreaking and a lot for somebody to go through, especially in the separation. Like, her whole family is kind of different, the dynamic.
And pretty young kids. I mean,
very.
So much. And I know the picture you're talking about, but I do just want to say that woman is so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Her face, like, if you have to have your head shaved, like, get you a Teddy Mellencamp face. But her hair's growing in her natural color, which is brown. And it looks so good. And I'm not saying, like, cool.
Wow,
I'm just saying, like, no, I'm like, she's really stunning. And we wish her a healthy, happy, speedy recovery.
Yeah.
Full recovery.
Sounds like it's still pretty serious. I think they removed 4 tumors, if I remember correctly.
Jeez.
But then there was some that they couldn't remove. So it's like, it's one thing when we hear Karen Huger, who we're going to get into, saying, I got this DUI because it was around Mother's Day, which it wasn't, and I was missing my parents. As opposed to
I was
this
on medication.
Being a really big, heavy thing that she's going through. So,
this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Think about the people who've helped shape who you are. Maybe it's a mentor, a friend, or less likely, a real housewife who's guided you through some tough times. For me, there have been moments when reaching out for support, whether from a therapist or my friends, has made all the difference. In a world that tells us to be hyper-independent, it's easy to forget that we're all better when we have a support system behind us. Therapy is one of those powerful sources of support. It's not about doing it all on your own. It's about realizing that asking for help is actually a strength. Whether you're navigating day-to-day stress, working on personal growth, or just need someone to talk to, therapy is a great way to learn coping skills, set healthy boundaries, and empower yourself to be the best version of you. I've seen how beneficial therapy can be, even for everyday challenges. It's not just for big crises. Sometimes it's the small things like finding better ways to deal with stress or getting a perspective on a tricky situation. These tools you gain from therapy can really help you show up for yourself and others in a positive way. That's where BetterHelp comes in. It's an online platform making therapy more affordable and accessible to over 5 million people worldwide. With over 30,000 licensed therapists specializing in everything from anxiety to relationship issues, BetterHelp connects you with someone who can really help. And if you ever feel like you need a change, you can switch therapists at no extra cost. It's all about finding the right fit for you when you need it. So take a step towards the support you deserve. Visit BetterHelp today and see how therapy can help you grow. Build your support system with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/criminality today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/criminality. I don't know about you, but I like keeping my money where I can see it, preferably not in the pockets of big wireless companies. Recently, one of my older kids has taken on their own wireless bill. Oh, happy day. I was so excited to share Mint Mobile with them. After years of crazy high wireless bills, bogus fees, and, quote, free perks that somehow ended up costing me more, I finally had enough, so I told them about Mint Mobile, and honestly, I am so glad I did. They're now saving so much every month. Seriously, we're talking way less than I used to spend on, quote, big wireless. Say goodbye to jaw-dropping monthly bills and those unexpected overages. Mint Mobile's premium wireless plans start at just $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. And the best part? You can keep your own phone and number, and all your contacts come right along with you. This was such an easy switch for my kid. So, if you're tired of getting ripped off, switch to Mint Mobile and get 3 months of premium service for only $15 a month. And if you need another reason to make that call, just imagine calling someone and saying, "It's about Tom." I mean, that's a classic Mint moment right there. If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/criminality. That's mintmobile.com/criminality. Disclaimer, upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5GB plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Let's move right into Karen.
Let's do it.
So by now, people will probably know the sentencing happened. She was arrested for a DUI. And what we learn, in case we forgot, was I think this was her 4th.
I think it was her 4th, yeah.
In over a decade.
Right.
But I was thinking, that's 4 times you got
caught. Mm-hmm.
If you've gotten caught 4 times in 10 years or just over, my guess is you've done it more and you've lucked out. So
right.
That's alleged too, and that's just a connection I made in my brain that we don't know for a fact. But it is so unacceptable to me. And so she was sentenced to a year in jail.
Yeah.
And so for her probation, it's 5 years supervised probation with an interlock device, which is a car breathalyzer. Ooh. So, and she can't drive at all she can't drive for a year.
Okay.
And then she can with the use of this car breathalyzer. So the judge was not lenient.
No.
And rightly so. Even though I do think 2 of her previous DUIs were like expunged or
something. Yeah.
Something happened, but obviously there's some record of them and they knew. And this is a really big deal. And so we're watching it play out on the show. Have you been watching Potomac this season?
I've been watching Potomac.
It's pretty good, actually.
It really is. But it's so upsetting because, Karen is Karen. So she's, I feel so bad for her losing her parents. Obviously, I don't want to take that away from her, but it feels like a very convenient thing she's saying in this moment. It's kind of like Shannon doing her thing and blaming, whatever's going on in her life, the chaos and stuff. But where Karen went wrong is not taking a freaking plea deal, because she could have gotten, I think, 6 months of house arrest. House arrest? That sounds amazing.
It's a dream come true, especially for someone who like her who doesn't have to like report to a job every day. Like, what is the downside? Also, what really bothered me is, obviously like referring to her parents' death.
Yeah.
I'm not going to begrudge her that. Referring to the use of her antidepressants and that is the problem feels a little irresponsible to me, because yes, there are some drugs that don't mix well with alcohol, but typically with SSRIs, I'm not a doctor, please, on the record. It really just alcohol just diminishes their efficacy. From my understanding, I don't think it makes you like impaired while driving any more so than just alcohol would. So that bothered me, that she was looking for just some justification other than just saying either she has a problem with alcohol or she doesn't, and she just makes really bad choices when she drinks.
Yeah.
And doesn't call a driver or an Uber, which is the easiest thing to do, particularly when you are wealthy.
Yeah.
I have no patience or grace left for DUIs.
I know.
I have none.
I know. Because, and then, of course she was, I don't know, you've probably seen the body cam footage by now, but it's unreal. Like, to say the things she was saying, she was toasted. I mean, the fact that I don't even know how she kept her eyes open to turn her car on to drive. Like, it just, man, it makes me so sad. She has a problem, allegedly, and I hope she gets help. Not allegedly. I hope she does.
Right. And then there was the volunteer rehab check-in before the sentencing to kind of make, I'm sure, to mitigate. No, it wasn't even rehab. It was like a wellness, like to explore why she's drinking and taking antidepressants. And so to me, the last episode of Potomac was infuriating. Well, she wasn't at the reunion, but they played this scene between her and Ray. Did you see it? And
I'm sure I did. I don't remember them.
It's like they wrote this script. And so they're having this like formal, stilted conversation in her bedroom. She's wearing like jeans and like a white turtleneck sweater, like in a way we've never seen Karen before, like casual down home Karen. She's like letting go of the Grand Dame brand. I think she said she's going to let people see Karen now.
Okay.
It's giving Luann. It's giving Countess.
That's Jess.
Yeah, exactly. And they're having this conversation trying to look like they're spontaneously just talking about like what went wrong, but it's clear they're just trying to like get their narrative out there. It is so cringe to watch. And I'm like, shame on you, Ray. You should just be like, woman, you should know better.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be part of your tomfoolery anymore. Like, you know, I just don't get it. It's so,
yeah. I couldn't believe that they took her from court, which I mean, yeah, of course they did.
She didn't even get to go home. I know.
She went right from there.
Directly to jail.
From my understanding, so, you know, like Martha Stewart went to prison. Teresa Giudice was in prison. Or camp, or what did she call it? Was it camp? But Karen's in jail, and that's a whole different beast. So whatever we think Jen Shaw is getting, this is different. And I think this is a much harder time for that year. I really do hope she gets help. I think she's amazing and hilarious and like her own thing, but it's like she's getting high on her own supply and just like has this inflated ego so much to the detriment of herself and others.
Perfect. Well said. I mean, yeah, and two things can be true. We can like love her and root for her and also just be utterly disappointed. And yes, we hope she has a real reckoning and not like some faux humility and where she comes out and says nonsense. Like, I don't know, if this doesn't really get you kind of to thinking honestly and taking stock of things, I don't know what would. So hopefully it does. You know
who that reminds me of?
Who?
With faux... Somebody we both put on our list.
We have to talk about how this happened. No, you share the Google Doc information because it's so good.
I love it. So at some point, we're sharing this Google Doc, I put Jax finally admits what we already knew and put, my little link. And I looked down a little further and Rebekah put later that same day, Jax did cocaine. Breaking news. Ha ha.
I love this so much that we like on the same day put the same essential headline in.
Exactly. And really that was the whole vibe of the entire internet was like, yeah, we know.
I love that it was like reveals, I think was the headline. And I'm like, no, he admitted, like he confirmed what we know.
Right.
The spin was so interesting. Did you read Brittany's response?
I did. And I think that said way more than his said. I can't remember exactly how she worded it, but it was basically like, I would love to be excited about this, but it looks like he's doing the bare minimum, really just trying to save face, if we're being honest. So she's calling that out before the Valley starts. So now whatever he does, we're going to see on the Valley, but now we know he's admitted to his wrongdoings because he's been on cocaine forever and we knew it.
There's no other explanation for his behavior.
No, he should be saying maybe thank you to the coke because at least there's a reason.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I guess there are maybe diagnosable reasons somebody could act like that, but it's so clear it was substance driven.
He had to get 82 nose jobs.
I know.
We were pretty aware.
I know. And their young child. And I do feel bad for Brittany. I'm sure she already gets a lot of hate. I feel like she's a very divisive person.
Mm-hmm.
People kind of see her as a perfect saint or a complete moron, and there's no real neutral ground with her. And I'm kind of well, people are complex. She's probably somewhere in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
Like all of us, right?
Agree. Mm-hmm.
We're not one extreme or the other. But I do feel bad. And she was just saying, for anyone who is going to call me out for being stupid to stay with him, what can I say? I fell in love with him and you can't help that kind of thing. And I tried to get him help for years.
And to no avail. Him. Yeah.
And she protected him. And she's and anyone who's dealt with an addict knows what that is. And I'm she's going to help a lot of people because that's a very normal thing to love an addict and to be codependent.
Absolutely.
It's a very tricky situation. And honestly, Ray's probably dealing with that a little bit too, which is probably why he agreed to do that scene. It's really hard to watch, but that is what we're seeing. It's very hard to put that boundary up with the person who is most important to you.
Right. And I hope she gets into Al-Anon and Ray as well.
Big time. Yeah.
I think it would only help them, but I can't wait for the Valley. I was
already excited for the Valley, and now it's show
I know,
me.
but
when
please don't make us see Sheena. Please don't make us
Lala.
See Lala. Please. We ask for so little, really.
Okay.
Let me get less.
Real, just quick pivot back to Summer House and then I'll bring it right back. But Lexi, the new girl, all I could think was Lala, a little young Lala. And then someone on the internet said it and I was like, thank you. She looks just like a young Lala.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely similarities, but I like my reality stars poor and up and coming. And I'm seeing that on like Bravo. Once they all get houses and stuff, minus the Valley, because now this is so terrible. They're on their way down. And
the downfall is upon them. Yeah.
I don't like them up here. I need everybody down here in the gutter with
climbing
me.
Or rolling down. Yeah. Climbing up or rolling down.
When you're on top of the world, get out.
We don't want to know.
No.
Keep it off my screen.
Exactly. Rebekah, what do you know about someone named Alabama Barker? Do you know who that is?
I do. That's Travis Barker's daughter.
Right, with Shanna Moakler, who we famously
and I was
going to
say everything I know about her I learned from you on Criminality, and you know that she's like Kourtney Kardashian's stepkid, which is so weird. But I don't think I know any news about her.
Oh, let me share. Do you know who Bad Baby is? And by bad I mean BHAD BHABIE.
Is she a rapper?
She is. But you may know her more as the girl from Dr. Phil, Catch Me Outside.
Yes.
How about that?
Legend. Yeah.
She is. But she took that really honestly and became a rapper and like made a name for herself. Like she does well.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So it's been interesting because of course we do know that okay, let me start over. Alabama's on TikTok, and there's a lot of people that say she's always getting her makeup and hair done, but like, where is she going? Nobody knows. Like, it's at night she's getting like full hair and makeup, very Kardashian-esque.
Sure.
Where is she going? She doesn't seem to have a lot going on. Well, according to Bad Barbie, she will steal your man while you're recovering from cancer and you have a small baby. Allegedly.
No.
So Alabama claims, I didn't steal anybody's man. And Bad Barbie wrote an entire diss track about it that includes lines about the Kardashians.
Whoa.
And they are so vulgar, I cannot read them, but I do recommend that you Google I'll send it to you, the Bad Baby
immediately.
Lyrics. Yeah, but Kardashians get dropped. Several
She's not
other
playing.
things.
I mean, that's a big move.
And of course, Alabama has her own kind of, clapback that is well produced, but like not great because she's not a performer like Bad Barbie.
Right.
Bad Barbie, I would
but
say
she's
Bad
Travis Barker's kid. I would expect a little more, but
right. Well, every production value, but she's one of the lines was like about a basketball player before Scottie Pippen. Even like there's no way she knows who the person is, so somebody wrote it for her.
Yeah,
Bad Babies are very personal and very to the point. And after I heard the first line, I thought, well, I should definitely mute this and just read the lyrics because this is I don't need a kid to hear this.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's.
Can't wait.
Good. Yeah, so I did not care about Alabama Barker, although I remember her being born on TV. Do you remember it? Yeah, like, I don't know.
What's the brother's
Babies having babies. Oh, his name is, Landon. And he's famous on TikTok for dancing to a song by The Fray. And I'm not kidding. That's all he does. You see a video of him, he's dancing to The Fray.
Find your niche, people. Just,
take
one thing and do it over and over again. Preferably on TikTok, apparently.
And preferably don't do it by stealing Bad Baby's baby daddy while she's in cancer treatment. That's not a great look.
Noted.
Yeah, so that's the Bad Baby and Alabama Barker beef. What do you got next?
Are you ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Because let's be real, sometimes eating well just means not ordering takeout at 9 p.m. Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating right easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. Life's crazy, but your meals don't have to be. Factor arrives fresh, fully prepared, making it perfect for any busy lifestyle. I've tried a lot of meals, but recently my favorite was the loaded bacon and spinach shredded chicken with roasted Brussels sprouts. Eating it was like rewatching the Crazy Island episode of Roni. It just felt like home. If you're looking to lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks, Factor keto meals can help. Just remember that results vary depending on diet and exercise. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, you can pick meals tailored to your goals. I love how easy it is to stay on track with meals that are not only healthy, but seriously delicious. Factor also offers smoothies, breakfasts, grab-and-go snacks, and more, so you've got everything you need to feel your best all day long. Reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that can't be beat. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your box plus free shipping. That's Factor Podcast at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Today's episode is sponsored by Acorns. Acorns is a financial wellness app that makes it easy to start saving and investing for your future. I think the most I ever learned about investing was when I researched Martha Stewart's story for an episode of this show. And guess what? I don't have Martha money or Martha connections, but I can still use Acorns because you don't need to have any of that and you don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you and your money goals. They're built to help you invest for the long term. You can start automatically investing with the spare money you've got right now, even if it's just spare change, which is what I do. Let time do its thing because the longer you stay invested, the more of a chance your money has to grow. Right now, I've connected my bank accounts, so every time I make a debit card purchase, my total is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and that money automatically gets invested through my Acorns app. I love peeking at it every now and then and seeing how the number has changed. Truly, it's the most simple and straightforward way to give my money the chance to grow. Sign up now and join the over 13 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $22 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/criminality or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SE registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/criminality. So this is like a real one-shot, no story attached, but I saw that Kristen Cavallari is going to be back on television.
Okay.
And it kind of feels akin to like when Stassi announced she was going to be back on TV, which is to say, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously so many people love her, both of them.
Yeah.
But I guess I didn't know, but Kristen Cavallari has like a very popular podcast.
Yes, she does.
I didn't even know. And I know she's still relevant because I see her on social media a lot and people she's so pretty.
Honestly.
Which is probably the only reason I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. It's just because she's so dang pretty.
Yeah.
And she works out and it shows.
I know. It's like all the effort and clean eating and skincare
it's like it
and
works.
working out.
And it's like, bro, we don't want to know. The proof is in the actual
back in the trenches with
chia
us,
pudding.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so she's going to be back on TV and it's going to be a show about her podcast, her first podcast tour.
Okay. She is not Smartless. I do not care about that.
Right? Because that was like high
loved it. I want to watch it again. I really love
too.
that. Mm-hmm.
The segues in DC.
Mm-hmm.
Just nothing
and
better.
I think about the whole thing in black and white. I don't know why. I mean, obviously they filmed it that way, but like
so
in my
beautiful.
head, it's just perfect.
So it's an interesting choice. I'm sure her fans will love it. Mm-hmm. That's all. She's back on TV.
She's not dating one of the Montana boys anymore. The really young guys.
That's over.
Yeah. Probably for the best. Rebekah, I have some good news, more good news of TV. I'm very excited about this. My boy, Tracy Jordan, he has a new show coming out with Tina Fey.
Stop.
It's going to be on NBC, and he's going to be playing a disgraced football player trying to repair his public image.
Sign me up.
Isn't that amazing? So it's executive produced by Tina Fey and Robert Carlock and Sam Means. I think Robert Carlock was part of Kimmy Schmidt, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, actually, I'm reading it right now. Co-creator and showrunner.
I love it. So I'm so excited about this because I think she gets him so well. And I've read articles where he's said, like, she lets me be me, and that's where he shines.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting.
I know. So I'm thrilled. I think I I don't know. I just have hopes for those kind of shows from yesteryear, the 30 Rocks, that sort of a thing. I'm excited to check this out. So he was on the show.
Do we know
so
on like where we'll see it?
It'll be on NBC. I don't think we
that.
have.
Okay.
I don't think we have a time yet.
Amazing. Also, can I just say they're both in their 50s, and I know they're so well established. Like, why wouldn't they be innovating and making new work? But just, I'm so proud of her. Like, to still just be, she's like still pioneering through the industry and making good stuff. And like her and Amy Poehler are going back on tour again this year. And I want to go again. Them. I know. I'm assuming it's a different show. It's a different year.
Yeah.
So I want to do that. I just, she's like my North Star. I just adore her.
You know I do. Bossy Pants is like my favorite celebrity memoir. I love it. I live by it.
It's perfect. It's a perfect book.
Yeah.
Well, this one involves a CVS, which I'm always interested in talking about because I have such strong feelings about CVS. It's my preferred pharmacy.
Okay.
But in New York, everything's locked up now.
Yeah.
So I can't go there and get deodorant or toothpaste or really anything, even sponges. The other day I had to wait 15 minutes for someone to unlock the thing. It's getting very irritating. But their coupons are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And the money I say, like when I watch my total go down because I say apply all coupons, like I can't describe the euphoria. But I guess I understand why things are locked up because apparently this guy from Big Brother season 7, Mike Boogie Malin, was arrested for shoplifting. And this is why we can't have nice things. Okay, 2 questions. What would you steal if you were going to steal, allegedly, from a CVS? And what do you think Mike Boogie Malin stole?
Okay, I would steal all the Cadbury eggs because a lot of times they have them out year round. They're my favorite thing in the world. Judge me all you want.
Did I not know this?
Yeah, I love, because it's like shameful. Did you see
They're disgusting.
What you gave me? They're so good. And they try to make them small. Don't do that.
But we're in Cadbury egg season. I gotta scoop some up for you.
Incredible. Well, good luck. Yours are all locked up.
Exactly.
But mine are fancy free and footloose. So every time I go in there, I'm like, I'm going to grab another one. So I'm not stealing them, but I would. I do have the CVS Care, whatever. You pay $5 a month and you get $10 worth of like a coupon for $10. And
That's
I don't know why.
Math.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you're definitely coming out ahead.
Yes. You have to use CVS. So that's like the thing.
Right. See, I get a lot of coupons without spending that, but...
Yeah. But really, if I'm going there...
Sure, why not?
I'm the winner in this case. Yeah, so I would steal Cadbury eggs, which I will not, but if I did, I would.
Never.
It wouldn't be a felony. There'd be like $5. What about you, Rebekah? What would you steal at a CVS?
Well, at this point, it feels like it's bound to happen because I'm about to kick glass when I'm in a hurry. I get so frustrated. I'd probably steal... They really get me with their seasonal gift items. I'm shocked at how cute they are, but I hate buying crap like that. And I can't.
Don't you have a whole man in your house? What's his name?
My 4-foot wooden nutcracker?
Yes, that one.
That would be hard to steal. So
sure.
I did pay for him.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So people may want to know that I was feeling a little sad and vulnerable one day, went in to get my prescription and some toothpaste. I left with a 4-foot wooden said nutcracker, and I had walked to CVS that day with my dog. So I carried him in one arm and walked Sherlock in the other and came into my house after I'd told my kids I was running out for the medicine, and I came back with the nutcracker who we named Victor, and now he's staying up all year. He's staying out all year, and we're dressing him for every holiday.
Perfect.
So... yeah, I do. I love their holiday gift decor. And so something smaller I'd probably pocket because I don't need to be buying tchotchkes, but I won't because I don't think stealing is right. It is always interesting, like when Kim Richards stole like very normal. It's just
like you just don't expect
tough.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, but he stole alcohol and energy drinks, I think, which is just, actually it feels like we've come full circle in terms of like alcohol, but I guess he had left his car outside and he left it running and he like ran back in with the stuff, and then officers came and detained him. And I can't imagine in this day and age in a city, I think this was in LA, like you're going to get in a lot of trouble for stealing like that kind of item from a CVS. Right. In New York, I don't think you would, but it's not great. And it's not a good state of mind to be in if you're doing that. So
yeah,
I hope he's okay too.
Me too. Okay, so let's discuss what we're watching right now. It's been a while, and the show I'm watching is pretty recent, so I'm excited to see if you know it or if we have the same one. Here are my 3 clues. The first is Netflix.
So far, same.
Second is NBA.
Nope.
Oh, gosh. And the third is Mindy Kaling produced.
Oh, this is the next thing I want to watch, Running Point.
Yes.
It's on my short list. Is it good?
I love it. It's so fun. It's very Mindy Kaling. I will say that. Like, it's very in that vein.
Great cast.
Totally good. So the little Netflix blurb is, a reformed party girl must prove herself as a businesswoman when she's unexpectedly put in charge of her family's pro basketball team.
Yes.
Sounds kind of boring. It's not. It's like...
I saw the trailer. It's good.
Yeah. Succession-esque, funny.
Right. Yeah.
But then there's even like a Schwarzenegger family drama that you'll see. And basically the first or second episode where I'm like, I know where that storyline came from.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's, ridiculous. There's, I don't know. Oh, starring Kate Hudson. She's great. Great on this. Will Tarver, who's like one of my favorite comedic actors from the other two. He's in this, and he's
one of the
great.
brothers.
Yes, I love it. He's great.
And then who's the
Justin
oldest?
Theroux?
Yeah, Justin Theroux.
Oh, I never know how to say his name.
Nice to look at.
Yeah, he's
and Ike.
Ike Barinholtz is one of the producers as well. Yeah,
and he's in it. No,
he's not been in it so far, but I swear I
just saw his name.
Oh, but do you know who is in it that I was like, what? But is actually perfect? Chet Hanks.
Oh, yeah.
He's like perfect in his role. It's Tom Hanks' son.
Is he a brother too? One of Kate Hudson's brothers?
No, he's one of the basketball players. But
yeah, interesting.
He's rapping. Like, I don't know that they gave him lines, but there's a chance he just was himself. So it's actually like fun. A perfect part for him. So I was actually excited to see him in that role.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the trailer, and I'm definitely going to watch that.
Yeah, it's a fun watch. What about you?
Okay, well, Netflix.
Okay.
Australia. Caitlin Dever.
No, I have no idea.
I'll change the last one to Wellness.
Oh, is this the apple cider vinegar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Tell me more because I know a little,
true
but
story.
Not much. Okay.
Okay, so the blurb is 2 young women advocate for wellness remedies to cure deadly illnesses, unraveling their lives as they unknowingly and knowingly mislead the world. So it's based on Belle Gibson, who was this Australian influencer who said she had cancer and then didn't and got exposed. Mm-hmm. So Caitlin Dever, and I might be saying her name wrong, might be Dever, was the girl who I think her first role or first thing I saw her in was in that Netflix show Believable or Unbelievable, where she played the victim of a sexual assault.
Oh, and see, I think I know her because my parents watched this show with Tim Allen.
Probably done other things.
Yeah. What was it? Last Man Standing or something? She was one of the daughters on there. Yeah.
She's really, really good.
Yeah.
And she's great in this. And it is so well done. It's 6 episodes.
Okay.
And if you like Scamanda type stories, I think you would like this, but it really follows like one story told through many different women, and it really shows the unseen ramifications of a lie like this for people who are suffering from terminal illness and the unseen victims. It's really, really good, but also just super entertaining. So it's like smart and thoughtful and important in terms of theme, but it's just like a party to watch. If you know, like, it's just fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Oh, perfect. And they do have on Netflix, I don't know if it just came out, but we watched it for something for moms, the Instagram's most hated person, but it was Belle Gibson. So I watched like the real Belle Gibson. I've only watched 1 episode of it though. But yeah,
I mean,
it's yeah, we're at the point where she's like, you know what? The doctor I had ran off, so maybe I never had cancer. I don't know.
Yes, she was trying so hard to find a different answer other than like, I totally lied.
Yeah.
And she makes you think Anna Delvey is like golden girl. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the dishonesty at this level about this topic is so reprehensible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But the actress, the girl Caitlin, is so good.
Yeah,
Really
I'm going to
good.
watch it. Oh, I have
Yeah.
to make one correction. I said Will Tarver. It's Drew Tarver, and I love him. And I can't say Will Tarver when it's actually Drew.
Noted.
And I
Good
love
job.
him. Yeah, Rebekah, this was fun.
This was really fun. So we'll be back the first Friday of April. And if you guys have ideas on what you'd like us to cover, you can DM us on Instagram. You can email us at criminalityshow@gmail.com. And we'll see you then with another show. Melissa?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you guys for listening.
Bye.
Bye.